Good morning and welcome to the next Outings in Art home service. And you might remember from the first video that we were over there next door, and today we've moved into the kitchen. And one of the reasons I moved here today is that although you can't see at the moment, I'm looking out of the kitchen window at a couple of mature trees that are just beyond where our flat is. And it reminds us that Mother Nature has been going about her business while we've been locked down in these rather strange and unusual times. Later on in the video you'll actually get to see the view and also a little bit about our tiny garden and also some of the surrounding neighbourhood of where we live. But the trees are coming into leaf. Spring flowers are bursting into bloom, despite my rather haphazard gardening, and birds are singing in the trees, and they're making their nests as they prepare for a new generation. The squirrels, which normally live in the trees across from us, have all been very busy, and it's good to see them scampering up and down the branches. We also created a home tableau. I've been receiving various films through WhatsApp, so we thought we'd do our own, and it's just a static tableau, and hope you like it. And as I said a little later in the video, you'll see a route that we often take along the canal near to where we live, and we finish up generally at Granary Square. And one of our reasons for doing that short trip is socially distanced shopping, which we often do at Waitrose. So I'm very pleased to say that the staff at Waitrose have been just magnificent, and it feels really like you're part of the community when you go in. And many of the staff smile, they seem to know you and say hello. But creativity, despite the lockdown and all the restrictions, is most definitely blooming as well all around us. And recently I started as a member of a digital theatre group run by Daniel and Martin. And as well as part of this video, you see a small clip of me taking part in the Friday morning sessions, which are from 10 AM to 11:30. And Daniel and Martin run Inky Cloak Theatre Group. It's an LGBT theatre group, and they're looking for new members. Everything I'm saying today in the video, you'll have much more detail in the newsletter, and that'll be going out in the next couple of days. So I think the social dividend, if we might want to call it that, of the lockdown has been how especially cultural institutions have really raised their game in terms of delivering content online to many of us. So we've got, if you like, a whole new sector, which are virtual galleries, museums and theatres. And earlier last week, it was Earth Day. It was the 50th anniversary, and Earth Day really gives us an opportunity to think about our response to the planet upon which we all live. And the Serpentine Galleries are launching a special series of events during the year, and you can see details of that on the website, on the newsletter. And there's also a Hayward Gallery exhibition, which is very appropriate, and it's called Among the Trees. So you see again details of that. Southwark Playhouse has created Southwark Stay House, rather fun, but they're now streaming some of their past productions, and if you go onto the Southwark Playhouse website, a lot more besides. The National Gallery has been doing much the same. And on BBC4 this week, starting Monday evening, this being Monday morning, Museums in Quarantine. In the newsletter, you'll also see details of Jeff Boyd's latest sculpture trail. And Jeff has taken himself off around Broadgate and the surrounding area for another of his very fascinating views on sculpture in the city. Trudy is working hard at the moment. Trudy, of course, is our LGBT poet laureate, and Trudy wants to compose an epic poem, and she wants to draw from experiences of as many people as possible during the lockdown. So there are details of a questionnaire that she will send out to you if you apply, and some background as to what that project's about. I've had more fun again with our cultural jukebox, and I hope you like what's contained therein. And I just thought I'd mention a couple of things that struck me about well-being. I've mentioned before nextdoor.co.uk, which is a series of platforms that are set up for very local neighbourhoods, and we have one round here that covers Barnsbury and Caledonian Road. Before all this happened, I used to look at them and think, oh, this is all very charming, and then immediately deleted it. And although it seems to be predominantly about missing cats, stray dogs, and all those minor irritations of life, of course what it does give you is a sense of the people who are beyond the four walls that I'm in today. The other thing I read recently is an idea that people should join a choir. Now, of course, it's not possible to go and stand in a drafty church hall and sing in a group physically, but there's a number of virtual choirs, and again, those details are on the newsletter. And apparently, according to research from the University of Manchester, the louder we sing, the happier it makes us feel. What effect it has on the neighbours, it didn't go into. But I just thought you might like to know that. And of course, on Thursday evenings at 8 o'clock, we've been joining our neighbours with clapping, banging pots and pans, and doing very un-English activities. So it felt really more like Naples on New Year's Eve, where in order to throw out the old year and welcome in the new, they often throw crockery out of the window, stuff that would probably have been thrown out in any case. So I just wanted to remind you about that. I'm sure you do, but of course it's an opportunity to say thank you, not just to the NHS, which has been magnificent and I think has brought the entire nation together, but also the ambulance drivers, the postie, and we still get post here, care home staff, which are putting themselves very much on the front line. And one of our neighbours here receives a care visit 3 and sometimes 4 times a day. So to remember those guys as well. And out and about, of course, in the sense of our physical outings, is no longer happening. But I've decided to produce something called Out and About Revisited, a tribute to Evelyn Ward's Brideshead, but there we are. So what we're going to do is, on the newsletter, we're going to find a couple of shots from exhibitions or things we've done as a group over the years, and I hope you enjoy looking at those. And also, of course, we look forward to a time when we can get together, be in the same space, and have that very necessary coffee and cake afterwards. The postcard project, which is something I thought about almost as soon as the lockdown was announced, it's now confirmed that there is no risk whatsoever from sending post to people. So I'm going to resurrect the postcard project if you're interested. And I'm calling it Wish You Were Here, Wish I Was There. So I've ordered some arty postcards, because naturally we have to have arty postcards, and if you'd like to receive one, you just need to let me know. You can text me or email me. And towards the end, we're now getting towards the end of our video, but there's two people I'd like to thank very much, and that is, I believe the common parlance is a shout out to Rose and Lauren and the Regent's Place Community Fund team for supporting Outings in Art home service. And I leave you with the words of an artist I'm very fond of and admire and respect. He is the Chinese distant artist Ai Weiwei. And last year he created this. I'm not sure if you can see it. Can we see it, Michael? Do you want me to come further forward? And on this bell it says, a small act is worth a million thoughts. And it even worked. Oh, it's not very. And of course he chose the bell because it's the most ubiquitous form of transport in China. So a lot of his work is about respecting and reflecting the huge population of China. And that small act worth a million thoughts brings me to the final part of our video today, which is to wish Captain Tom a happy 100th birthday later this month. And if we need any proof of a small act being worth a million thoughts, then surely Captain Tom, with his £26 million plus, and I believe he's on track to receive over 100,000 birthday cards. Fantastic, and a lesson to all of us that any action given freely and with good heart is worthwhile. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So we send our greetings to all of the members of Outings in Art, and also to our good friends at Dragon Hall Community Group, the Arts Project, Mosaic, Gay Wise and Westminster LGBT Forum and Forum Plus. And it remains just to say that stay connected and stay curious, but most of all stay safe, and we hope to chat with you again very soon.